Once Onshape opens, click on Create Document and give it a name. Create it. The first thing you're going to do is to draw a sketch, and the sketch has to be drawn on a surface. You've got three surfaces here, front, top and right. I'm just going to hide the front one and hide the right one, and we're going to draw on that top one. So click on Sketch over here, and you have to choose your sketch plane. See the blue thing? It's asking you to choose a sketch plane. You can do that by just clicking on it. And if I type the letter N, it'll turn the plane round so I can draw straight on top of it. First thing I'm going to draw is a thing called a center rectangle. So click here, go past corner rectangle, pick center rectangle. Click on the center of the picture once, and then just move the mouse out, pretty much anywhere. Click again. And you'll see here it's asking you what size do you want that to be. So we're just going to type 30 and hit enter. Now it's asking you what size do you want the height of the rectangle to be, and we will just type 54 and hit enter. Now I'm going to use the right mouse button and move it, and you'll see that I can turn that around. I'm going to put it on an angle so I can see what's happening, and then I'm going to click on this, which is the extrude tool, and that's the only rectangle I've got, so clearly it tries to extrude that. You can make it extrude more or less just by pulling on this arrow, or you can type in how much you want it to be extruded by. So instead of 33 we'll put in 25, and then when it's extruded, when it's all set up the way you want it, you click on this green tick here, which means you're accepting the way it's going to be. Okay, now I can roll my mouse wheel to zoom in and out, and I can click down on the mouse wheel to shift the picture around. So I'm just going to make that, and so I can see this end. Now I'm going to draw the head of the dog, and I'm going to put it on the surface here. So I'm going to click on Sketch, and I click on the surface, and I type the letter N to turn the surface round so that I can draw on it. Now I'm going to pick the line tool, and I'm going to change it to a construction line, because this line's not part of the drawing, it's just going to help me locate some things. And when I get to the top there, I double click to finish the line off. Okay, now I'm going to go and get a center rectangle tool, and I'll get rid of the construction, click somewhere on here to make sure I'm on the center, and I'm going to locate it on the bottom. So I'm going to lock it onto the bottom of there. Now it's asking me how wide I want it, so I am going to type in 20 and hit enter, and it's asking me how high I want it, so I'm going to type 40 and hit enter. Okay, now using my right mouse button, I'm just going to angle it slightly so I can see what's going on, and I'm going to choose the extrude tool, and it already knows to extrude the thing that I've just drawn. Okay, the distance that I want to extrude that is going to be about 25, so this 21 I'll change to 25 and hit enter. And once it's the way I want it, I'll click on this. Oh, hang on, I want this to be a new part. I don't want to add it to the body, I want it to be a new separate part from the body. So click new, and you'll see then that it comes out a different color. And once I'm happy with it all, I click tick. Okay, now I want to add a nose on, which is going to go on that surface, so I go new sketch, draw on this surface. I'm going to type the letter N to bring it around straight, roll my mouse wheel to make it a bit bigger, click on the line tool, change it to a construction line, click on the center there, go up, find the center at the top and double click. Construction lines in, click on my center rectangle tool, get rid of the construction thing, click somewhere on this line, and then lock my rectangle onto the bottom of there. Now it's asking me how wide do I want it. I don't really know how wide I want it. I'm just going to go 20 and hit enter. And it's asking me how high I want it. So I don't really know. At the moment it's 24. That looks like quite a bit too much, so I'm going to go 15. And the nose is down there, down the bottom. Okay, once again I use the mouse button, the right one, turn it on an angle, select the extrude tool, and it's already planning to extrude it somehow. So I don't want his nose to be too big, so I'm going to change that to about 20 and hit enter. Make sure it's a new part that I'm creating, and when I'm happy with all that, click on the tick to accept it all. Then I can zoom out, and there's my dog with a head and a nose. Next thing I want to do is draw a leg, so I'm going to zoom in on that here, or new sketch, drawing on the bottom, and I'm going to get a different type of rectangle, a corner rectangle, and I'm going to click on the corner of that and drag out the rectangle. Doesn't matter how far I drag it out. It's suggesting that I've made the width of that thing 11, that's way too fat, so I'll go 8, make it narrower, and it's wanting to be 17, which might be okay. I think I'll go 15. And there's a leg, and now I can just turn it onto an angle that I like, pick the extrusion tool, and there we go. Okay, so do we want a long-legged greyhound, or a short-legged dachshund, or just something in between? I think I'll go for 18 for my leg length. Once again, because it's trying to do these in the same colour, I can see it's not making a new part, it's just trying to add this one onto the other one. So I change it so it is a new part, and tick it to accept it. And that's pretty much all we need to do to make the dog. Oh no, there's a couple of things extra. Okay, let's click on here, new sketch, on the top of his head, and letter N to turn it round, and use the mouse wheel to zoom in on it. Click the corner rectangle again, and we'll go lock it onto that side of the rectangle, go out there. I don't know how big we want to make the ears. That one will make 8 wide, and 2 is not very wide, is it? Let's make it 3.5. Okay, that's his ear. Turn it on a bit of an angle, extrude tool. That's too tall. I'm going to change that to about 8 millimeters. Okay, new part, and tick. Okay, so now we're going to go around to the back, and we will go new sketch, drawn on the back, type the letter N so we look at it, zoom in a bit, might do a centre line again, construction line, up the middle of the dog, double click at the top, and then I might do a centre rectangle, which is just somewhere here. I don't know where the tail goes. There maybe. What sort of tail do we want? Oops, it's still on a construction line. Get rid of the construction line. That'll do for a tail. Turn it on a bit of an angle. Get the extrude tool. Oh, we'll give him a stubby tail. Whoop. 6 millimeters will do. And make a new part for that too. And click tick to accept everything. Okay, orange tail. Well, that's alright. That's all the parts we need to make for our dog. Next I'm going to show you how to put it together.